Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for hopping on here tonight. I am excited to share with everyone on here just a little bit about Plexus and what it might do for you. So I'm going to start off this evening by reading our disclaimer to you. The opportunity of a lifetime is brought to you by independent Plexus ambassadors and is not sponsored by Plexus Worldwide. At Plexus, we want you to know that the results you're about to hear may vary from person to person, and we do not claim to cure, treat, or prevent any diseases. So I just wanted to start off that evening with that disclaimer to let y'all know that. And thank you again so much for joining us tonight. I'll try to keep this as short and sweet as possible for you because I know your time is valuable. So we really appreciate you taking the time out just to listen in a little bit tonight. So what is Plexus? Plexus is the health and happiness company. So I'm going to start tonight by sharing some of the health products, and you'll hear some amazing testimonies after I walk through some of these products of people who are on my team whose health has been drastically changed because of our products. So the first thing I want to tell y'all a little bit about tonight is our flagship product, Plexus Slim. So Plexus is this little piece right here. It's going to come in a bag like this. And each packet is individually sealed. So you'll just open up the packet, you'll mix it in water, and drink it. It's amazing. It tastes a little bit like a watermelon raspberry lemonade. It's sweetened with stevia, and it's colored with beetroot. That's how it's pink. So there is no artificial colors or dyes in this. It's all plant-based. Now, what Plexus Slim is it is a product that was created to stabilize your blood sugars. That was what it was initially made for, is to keep your blood sugars at healthy levels. Well, you might be thinking, I'm not diabetic. Why do I need that? Well, the reason why that's needed is because, hang on just a second. The reason why that's needed is because when your blood sugars do not stay stable throughout the day, if let's say you eat something high in sugar, or else you are, you skip breakfast or you skip a meal and your blood sugars go up or they go down, your body's going to naturally release insulin to bring them back to the level that they're supposed to be at. Well, insulin is an amazing, powerful hormone. It's something that we need in our bodies. It creates muscle mass, and it affects all of the other hormones in our bodies, which is great. But if you are releasing too much of that insulin throughout the day to keep those blood sugars stable, guess what happens to the rest of your hormones? They're also going to be off kilter. And so maybe you feel sluggish in the afternoons, or else, you're carrying weight in your stomach area, or you have headaches throughout the day, or you just don't feel right. You don't have the normal energy that you used to have. Well, a lot of that is due to your body going through all of this work to keep those blood sugars stable. So that's what's amazing about Plexus Slim, is it's going to do that work for you so that you're not releasing too much insulin into your body. Another great thing about this product is they just added a prebiotic blend, which I'm going to tell you a little bit more about later. But that's our flagship product. It's super simple. It's an amazing tasting, refreshing drink that you just have once a day. That's all there is to it. So now some of our other products that we have that go alongside the Slim is one of our major focuses is creating a healthy microbiome in your gut and your body. So a great way to explain our products is to think of your gut like a garden and use the analogy weed, feed, seed, and protect. So the weed part of that analogy is going to be our ProBio 5 and our BioCleanse. So the ProBio 5 is our first probiotic we ever carried. And this probiotic is so amazing because it was created to get rid of that bad bacteria in your gut. It's not just a probiotic. It also has an enzyme blend and antifungals that will go in and get rid of that bad bacteria in the gut. But the BioCleanse helps flush that out. So that combination is amazing to get rid of all of the bad that's there. Now the seed part is our new probiotic, which is the vital biome. I keep calling it microbiome. It's the vital biome, and this has 8 strains of probiotics in this blend. And this is the part. These probiotics are created to go in and populate and colonize in your gut, so that your gut starts to get more and more and more healthy bacteria in it. It has 20 billion CFU strains of probiotics in every pill, and it's only 1 pill a day of this probiotic. The feed part is our slim. So this is where the prebiotic that I just talked about a second ago comes into this analogy. So what all a prebiotic is actually is food for probiotics. So it's what's going to help those probiotics actually stay alive in your gut. And so that's all there is to that on the feed part. And then the protect is our X Factor Plus. And I thought I had it sitting here. It was here a second ago, and now it's gone. But anyway, it's in a bottle that looks a lot like this also. And that is our multivitamin. And the X Factor Plus, it has tons of vitamins and minerals in it. It has a patented aloe blend that helps them get to where they need to be. And it has blackcurrant in it, which is a great antioxidant. So those are our main products that we highly encourage people get on. And again, that analogy is weed, seed, feed, and protect. So that's a great way to understand those products. On top of the products, we also carry an amazing plant-based omega, some other weight loss support products. We have products for energy, and we actually have a whole line created for a natural pain relief line. If you know anyone that suffers from chronic discomfort or pain, that line's amazing. So get with whoever invited you to this call, and they will go more in depth with you to kind of figure out what products you need and which will best fit your needs. So I'm going to quit talking now about the products, and I'm going to pass this over to our first testimony. So Sarah is going to share a little bit how the Vital Biome and some of the other products have helped her and her grown son. So Sarah, you want to go?
Yeah, thanks for having me. So a little backstory about my son. He's a young adult, but for pretty much his whole entire life, he's struggled with mild anxiety and depression, actually more mild depression and a lot of anxiety, some anger issues. So basically, we've really never wanted to do the medication because the side effects seem like they're worse than what the actual symptoms that you're trying to basically treat in the first place. So when they came out with the Vital Biome, I was super excited because of the clinical studies. So I jumped on it and I started on it. And within less than a week, I noticed a huge change in him. He was calmer. He wasn't as agitated. He wasn't snapping at me and his younger siblings. And he just overall seemed like he was in a better mood. And we're probably like, I'd say 2 weeks in, and he is a significantly different child. Well, adult. He's my child. So yeah. But I'm super happy that we found something as a blessing, that we found something that really works for him.
That is so awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now, Danielle is going to also share with us tonight a little bit about her experience with the products.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right, so my name is Danielle Rashadi, and I'm so excited to be here. I will try to be fast, but I know I'm not going to be as fast as the last one because I have so much to share. First of all, a little bit of a backstory, because people are always like, well, you know, you seem young and healthy and all this stuff, and, you know, people can't believe where I was at. So I actually moved to Texas about 4 years ago. And my husband had to stay in New York because he had a business and we had to sell our house and everything. So I was here by myself. And I think that's really where it all started. You know, I was lonely. I was sad. I felt like a failure because my husband couldn't come here until I found a full-time teaching job. So that took 5 months. So that was 5 months of this kind of brewing. On top of that, you know, I'm by myself. I wasn't really cooking healthy. And so that kind of started, you know, these unhealthy habits. Then when I finally got my husband here, I took this job is the first thing that came to me, and it was horrible, like horrible, horrible, horrible. And so it was my first teaching job. So it's already super, super stressful. The school I was at was terrible. I had no support. So my stress level was like here, and then it just kept growing and growing and growing. And it got to the point where I ended up quitting because I would be on my floor at night grading papers, and my anxiety and stress just had me like breaking out in hives, and I would be itching. And it got to the point where every morning and on my way home from work, I would be in tears. And like, I mean, I felt like a 5-year-old, just like, please don't make me go to work today. I can't. And going through these scenarios, like if I don't go, they're going to fire me. So that's kind of where it all started. And it just kept going from here. You know, all these unhealthy habits. I wasn't sleeping. I couldn't sleep to save my life. I started taking sleep aids at night. Those didn't help me. So I was taking like a ton of them and it didn't work. So I'm stressed. I'm anxious all the time. I have unhealthy eating habits. I'm not sleeping. So that just kind of, you know, everything just kind of piled on top of each other, and that caused inflammation. So my knees were super painful. My elbows were super painful. So exercise, yeah, no time for that. I'm in pain. Not going to happen. Plus I moved to Texas, and hello, seasonal changes. Okay. My eyes, my nose, my throat, like I would be over the sink in the morning, gagging and coughing. And it was so bad. I mean, my coworkers were like, you need to go to the doctor. Okay. And I came away from the doctor with a prescription. It wasn't for any of this stuff. It was for all my stress and everything that I had going on. But I was too afraid to take it because I was afraid of the side effects. I eventually did get put on a prescription nasal spray, inhaler, a pill, shots, and then I still was dealing with all these stressful things. And you know, my husband said to me one day, well, another thing, a lot of people don't know about this, but I already had all these things going on. And in May of 2014, we had a huge tragedy. My father-in-law committed suicide. And so when you already are sad and anxious and all these things, it just really added to it. And so I was just at like the lowest point in my life I've ever been at. And it really put a strain on our relationship too. So I heard about this Plexus stuff. I wanted nothing to do with it. Like, get it away from me. I want to be as far away as possible. And my husband looked at me and he said, if you want to do something different, if you want change, then you have to do something. You have to try something. So, you know, reluctantly, I signed up and I was going to try it just so I could say, hey, look, I tried it for a month. It didn't work. Nah. Ha, I did what you said. You don't know what you're talking about. But guys, I can't, like, the changes that I've seen in myself and that he's seen in me and everybody else, it's incredible. Like, I would never have talked on a thing like this before. And now I'm like, Alec, Taro, get me on that stage. I want to just like tell everybody. But yeah, I'm off all my prescriptions. I feel great. I sleep great. I never would have thought that I would ever sleep through the night. Like, to me, that's amazing. If you haven't tried the new Slim, first of all, the flavor is awesome, but I sleep even better now. Like, I'm out and I'm out. My appetite is suppressed from it. Like, I'm not eating all throughout the day like I used to. So I already had like all these amazing results, but now with the new Slim, I'm like, hello, it just keeps getting better. So yeah, it's just, my health has done a complete 180. I'm so happy. And I was like looking at old pictures and I'm like, I always had like this fake smile. And now I'm just like, hey, like, let me smile at everybody, you know, like on Elf, like smiling, it's my favorite. But if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. You know, whoever signed you up for this, I'm sure they can get you in touch with me. And for anybody who is on because I invited you, my code word is pineapple. Thanks for having me, Nikki.
Thank you so much for sharing. I love it. We got one more product testimony that we're going to share with y'all tonight. So Ashley is on.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ashley Martin, and I'm a Gold Ambassador. I started Plexus in March of 2014, and at that point, I was really at my lowest that I had ever been. I was at the heaviest weight of my life. I had hypothyroidism, polycystic ovarian syndrome. I was diagnosed with severe anxiety that I had begun medicating for. I had barely had the energy to make it out of bed, and I spent most of the day on the couch craving takeout and junk food and counting down the minutes until I could go back to sleep. So forget enjoying life. I was just trying to survive day to day. And then my sweet friend Sarah shared about her experience with Plexus with me. And she approached me about Plexus probably the same way that most of you who are listening have been approached by your friends. And she said, you know, you need to try this. I truly, truly believe that it's going to help you change your life. And I've always been a skeptic. I have, you know, questioned things like this. I've never done something like this before, but I respected her and I knew her heart for me was as a friend. So I trusted this girl is not going to steer me wrong. It was worth a shot, then I was willing to try it. Fast forward to the end of my first year on Plexus, I was down some weight, but my thyroid had significantly improved. I was off my PCOS medication. I was off of my anxiety medication, and my quality of life had improved 100 times. Then about a year ago, I started adding in some exercise to my regimen, and I started losing more weight with Plexus. I was feeling really good, healthy on the inside, making better food choices. But I have to admit that I never totally lost my sugar and carb cravings like a lot of other people did. And then last summer, I hit a plateau in life. I stopped being really careful about what I ate. I stopped working out. I stopped making really good choices. And honestly, I owe it to Plexus that I didn't just gain all of that weight right back like I had in the past, but I had stopped losing. Enter the new Slim. About a month ago, I had decided enough was enough, and with the launch of the reformulated Slim, I started making better decisions again. My food choices are better now. I'm back to the gym every week, and my energy has skyrocketed again. Now, mind you, these were the same things that I was doing back before when I had started losing that weight. And at the time, I had only lost about 10 to 15 pounds over the course of about 6 months, which was still great for somebody who couldn't stop gaining before. But I want to emphasize again, I am doing exactly the same thing that I'm doing, or that I was doing in the past. In fact, I might even be going to the gym a little bit less now. And yet, since I switched to the new Slim, in the last month, I'm down 12 pounds, and I'm 3 pounds away from being my lowest weight in 6 years. So what it took me 6 months to accomplish with the old formula, I've accomplished in a little over a month with the new formula. And not only that, but I finally lost those sugar and carb cravings. You could put my favorite dessert in front of me right now, and I wouldn't even be tempted. And I've also drastically cut back on those refined carbs and starches. And I've increased my, vegetable and fruit consumption, my protein intake, and it's not a challenge or a sacrifice. I love doing it. So I know that things are really changing, and I know that it's all because of this new Slim.
Yay! Thank you so much, Ashley. One thing that I love about the testimonies, and I have heard so many over the years, is everyone's story is different. And you're going to hear from, from Sarah's son's anxiety to the allergy issues to weight loss. There's so many different struggles that these products are helping people with. And I love hearing the stories that people have, because that's what this business is all about. And so now let's talk a little bit about the actual business, though, the business side of this all. One thing that I love about Plexus is we do strive to be different. Plexus is our exec's goal is to do network marketing the way it should be done and could be done, but rarely is. We have no monthly quotas that we're going to ask you to hit if you become an ambassador. You can join tonight and then never order again and be totally fine. We're not going to ask you to carry inventory ever. All I want you to ever buy in the products are the products that you are going to use. I don't want you to join this company and then go into debt. You should walk away from this making money, not ever losing money. We won't ask you to host parties unless it's something that you just really want to do. We're not a party-based company. It's only $34.95 to join, and that's it. And that's going to pay for your website for a full year. It's not $34.95 a month. That's a full year fee, and that gets you your website and your membership discount for that year. So the business is all about getting healthy with the products and then sharing your story. Telling people your heart and what this has done for you. The thing I love about Plexus is everything is very grassroots and very organic and natural and authentic. And that is our goal, is to stay true to ourselves and stay true to our story. And so I love that about Plexus. And we also have, hands down, the best compensation plan I've ever seen in any other network marketing company. And I could go into detail on that with y'all, because I have a degree in math and numbers are my jam. But I know that's not what normal people want to hear about. So we're just going to, again, share some more stories about the business side. So now I'm going to ask Debbie to kind of share her business testimony with y'all and kind of tell y'all how the business has changed their lives.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I joined purely because I'm frugal and wanted the discount. I did not want anything to do with the business side of Plexus. I just honestly didn't think you could make money in network marketing. I just, my husband and I were trying to do our part to be healthy, and we were already exercising and eating healthier, but we needed the supplementation. And so joined purely for the discount, never was pressured to sell or anything like that. And, probably 2 or 3 months in, we really, really fell in love with the products and what they were doing for us, in addition to exercising and eating healthy. And so, I just started sharing with my friends and family, and they also started noticing what was going on with us. And when I started sharing, I started earning enough to cover my family's products. And I was able to put my kids on some of the products and get them on the vitamins and different things. And so I didn't start them out on it because I didn't want to spend the money on it until I knew that it was something that was really for us. And so the neat thing about it is as I started to share and my business started growing, I was able to afford things like my middle school son. He turns out he's a pretty good trumpet player, and we needed to upgrade him from a cornet to a trumpet. And instead of having to put a trumpet on a layaway plan or pay monthly payments for a trumpet, which if you've ever bought an instrument, they're expensive, we were able to pay cash for that with our Plexus money. The other blessing is that we've been able to give more to our church than ever before. And, you know, I'm a Ruby ambassador. I'm not where Nikki is yet, but what's exciting is we're able to see that there's a higher purpose and see a brighter financial future for us. My husband and I are both teachers, which pays decent, but it doesn't allow us to be able to go and do the mission trips and things that we want to do more of. And so it's exciting how God is blessing it just from sharing what the products that we love and sharing them with our friends and family. So that's my side of it, the business side.
Thank you so much, Debbie, for sharing. Now I'm going to tell y'all my story. I'm going to tell y'all my business testimony. So I started Plexus. A lot of people start off like Debbie did. Actually, probably 90% of the people on my team have started the business side just for the products. They said they were never going to sell. They just wanted the discount. They started purely for wholesale. Then they saw a change in themselves and couldn't help but share. I was actually one of the very few who started just for the business. I actually didn't really even know what the products were. My best friend Heather started before me, and we were in another network marketing company together at the time. And she was under me in that company. And then she jumped over and started Plexus. And all I knew was that it had something to do with weight loss. And all I wanted to see was the compensation plan. Because I had been in 4 other network marketing companies before Plexus. And I never made money. And I worked really, really hard at it. And I was with them for several years. And it would be something where I would have like 8 or 10 parties a month and carry all of this inventory and maybe come out with a couple $100 at the end of the month. I mean, this is long hours and lots of hard work put into this, and I was not making money. And so all I cared about was, will I make money this time? Because I don't want to go through this again and expend all of this effort and harass my friends and beg people to host parties and not make anything off of it. And so I wanted to see the compensation plan. So I looked it over, and it was so different than anything I had ever seen. And I felt like this could be different. I just remember feeling the sense of hope when I read through it and thinking, what if this could be different than everything I've ever done before? And so I kind of jumped in with both feet, just with the business. And I remember at the time, I set my goal was, and a little backstory first before that. I was always that mom who was trying to make ends meet to kind of help support my husband's salary. You know, I was a stay-at-home mom. We have 4 kids. At the time when I started, they were ages 7 and under. And so it was a pretty, busy household for me. And I was that mom who was constantly trying to do things to make money. Again, I was with other network marketing companies. I sewed and embroidered things and sold them. I was a postpartum doula. I was a math tutor. I had one of those really big coupon books, just full. I got 4 newspapers delivered to my house every Sunday. I was an avid couponer. Like anything I thought I could do, like there was this entrepreneur spirit in me. And so, so I jumped in with both feet to this opportunity. And when I first started, I set my goal to make enough money to pay for our groceries for the month, which I thought was a really lofty goal because there's 6 of us and they eat a lot. And I also wanted to go on a date. I thought, wouldn't it be great to be able to date my husband again? Because we hadn't done that in forever, except maybe on our anniversary. And so, again, I thought that was a big goal, and I had no idea what the products were. And so, except maybe weight loss. I thought I could sell that. And so I jumped in. 3 months in, I'd lost 15 pounds. I felt amazing, but like a different amazing than I'd ever felt before. Like I just felt this ongoing energy that I hadn't felt in a long time. Because again, 4 kids, 7 and under kind of takes a lot of your energy. And I just felt really good. But the really cool thing was I already met that financial goal at that point at just 3 months. And I really thought that was my like end goal, like my long-term, 5 years later, maybe I can pay for my groceries goal. And so I just remember the day that I got that paycheck, and I was at lunch with a friend, and I had opened it up on my phone, and I remember leaving there and just driving home and thinking, God, I had totally put you in a box with where you were going to take me with this business and your plans for this business for me. And it makes me teary-eyed just talking about it, to see where we are today with this business, because here we are today. It's been 4 years, 3 years, 4.5 years later. I don't even remember now. I'm frazzled. I don't know why I got emotional there. I think it's been 4.5 years now. And this last paycheck I just got a couple days ago was 67 times that original goal. And this income that this is providing for our family, it's not, I mean, it's not grocery money anymore, and it's not even pay all of our bills money anymore. It's life changing for our family. This is generational change. This is something I'm going to be able to pass down to my kids, and they'll be able to pass down to their kids. It's knowing that, you know, their college is going to be fully paid for. To be able to see my babies and know that they are set. I'm able to have them set for life, and we're able to set up this business. And the cool thing about this business is I can will it to them. When I pass away, it is their business too. And I am creating something for generations to come. And it's so amazing, and it's so much bigger than I ever dreamed it would be. And so I just challenge you, if you're listening to this tonight, don't put God in a box with your goals of what this can be. Like, dream big, because this can be so much more than you ever thought it could be. And I'm just so, so thankful for this opportunity and for this business. The compensation plan, again, it's more than I could have ever imagined. And I just want you to know tonight that right now the company's offering 10% off for you to join on the welcome packs to join. Please do not miss out on this opportunity, on this sale. It's going on to the 26th. I could just sit down and just beg you all to join, because seriously, what it has done for our lives, and that's just my business side. I could tell you story after story of how the products have changed me and my family. Some of them are so wildly uncompliant, I can't say it on here completely, but it has just drastically changed our lives. And I have seen it do it to friend after friend after friend after friend. And so I cannot tell you enough how amazing this opportunity is. And I just want to thank you all for jumping on here tonight. So we won't take your time any much longer, but get with whoever invited you to this event and have them share more. So thank you all again. Y'all have a great evening.